Mike, thank you. New this morning, San Antonio police say a pedestrian is dead following a crash on the city's west side early this morning. Happened just after midnight, the 2800 block of Culebra near North General McMullen. SAPD says the man was either on the side of the road or crossing Culebra and he was hit by a gray pickup, then run over by a second vehicle. Police tell us the drivers of both vehicles then drove away from the scene. At last check, have not been found. The victim was pronounced dead at the scene. Now to a new court ruling on mask mandates.
It comes as many parents and teachers across the country ask whether kids should still be required to wear them in school. ABC's Rhiannon Alley has the latest.
This morning, a major new ruling from the Supreme Court of New York on the polarizing issue of masks. A judge striking down New York's mask mandate for all public schools and locations.
The Supreme Court has ruled that the mandates are unconstitutional.
Overnight, Governor Kathy Hochul saying her administration strongly disagrees with the ruling, and the New York State Education Department telling superintendents across the state schools must continue to follow the mask rule while they appeal. The debate over masks in schools also playing out in Virginia, where 7 districts are suing the new Republican governor over his executive order, which allows parents to opt their children out of school mask requirements. In California, schools in Los Angeles are now tightening requirements, telling students they must wear a non-cloth mask with a nose wire at all times, including during sports events.
Children are getting COVID at record numbers, which means classes in schools are shutting down because of it, and also they're spreading it to their parents and grandparents, other family members.
More than 1.1 million children in the U.S. tested positive for COVID last week, but pediatric hospitalizations fell 11% during the same time period. And people aged 17 and under still have the lowest number of hospitalizations from COVID compared to any other age group. It all comes as 31 states report a plateau or decrease in new COVID cases overall. Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
The Pentagon says Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin has put about 8,500 U.S. troops on heightened alert to prepare for a possible deployment to Eastern Europe. The move is to reassure NATO allies in the face of Russian aggression on the border of Ukraine. Pentagon Press Secretary John Kirby says no final decisions have been made on U.S. deployments, but the troops need to be ready. Actual deployment could depend upon NATO deciding to activate its rapid response force. In any event, Kirby says U.S. troops would not be sent to Ukraine itself, which is not a NATO member.
Today, witness testimony gets underway at the federal civil rights trial of 3 former Minneapolis police officers accused of failing to intervene as fellow officer Derek Chauvin killed George Floyd. Officers J. Alexander Kung, Thomas Lane, and Tao Thao were at the scene in May of 2020. Chauvin was convicted last year of murder. The other officers were broadly charged with depriving Floyd of his civil rights while acting under government authority. All 3 are charged for failing to provide Floyd with medical care. Thao and Kung were charged additionally with failing to stop Chauvin.
This morning, 3 teens are in custody accused of beating a South Texas man and leaving him to die. Police say 18-year-old Alejandro Trevino, 17-year-old Christian Trevino, and 8-year-old Juan Eduardo Melendez attacked Gabriel Quintanilla. Police say he was beaten with brass knuckles and put in the back of a pickup truck. His body later found in a McAllen field. Authorities say Quintanilla suffered severe head trauma and may have been alive when the suspects dumped him in the field. 436, about 47 degrees.